What's up, everyone? This is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Ultra League. I'm rolling with the same team that you've seen in a previous video, Alolan Muck, Poliwrath, and Giratina Altered. And I kind of want to talk a little bit in this video about, yes, this team has a weakness, a very obvious weakness to Charmers. The thing is, no matter what team you make, you're always going to have a slight weakness to something. And so the best thing you can do is just be aware of that weakness and kind of figure out ways to play around that weakness. So for example, my Alolan Muck has access to Sludge Wave, and if you watched in my previous video, that thing can one-shot a Togekiss, which is pretty amazing. My Poliwrath has Ice Punch, which will hit neutral on Clefable and super effective on Togekiss. And my Giratina has Ancient Power, which will hit neutral on Clefable and super effective on Togekiss. But yes, this team is still very weak to Charm. And so I'm still just trying out a bunch of different teams in the Ultra League and kind of seeing what I like. I still don't have a Registeel built. But that is okay. I'm waiting until I get a better IV one. And I also wanted to kind of talk about in this video, like how insanely overpowered Giratina Altered is. I think it's in this first match right here. Okay, I get the boost. So if you saw, I saved both my shields for my Giratina in the back. And this is kind of how I like to play these opening matchups sometimes. If I have a very unfavorable matchup in the beginning, like you saw there was a Clefable there kind of shredding down my team, I now have the boost on this Giratina. I'm giving it 2 shields. And I think I still win this match if I remember correctly, but Giratina is just crazy broken. The Ancient Power boost is really insane. Oh my gosh. I have my Giratina against their own Giratina. They still have 2 shields. Can I take this match here? Because I got that attack and defense buff, these Dragon Claws don't do near as much damage. This is absolutely insane. You can see that my Shadow Claw damage is actually almost outpacing their health right there. All I need is 1 Dragon Claw to go through. I know I'm going to get the last shield here. 1 Dragon Claw still isn't enough to take it out, I don't think. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. That is insane. Giratina beats a Registeel. Giratina beats a Registeel and their own Giratina in the back. So Giratina Altered is absolutely ridiculous in Ultra League. But there are ways that you can get around it, and there are a lot of ways that you can counter it. Like we've seen, Alolan Muck is really great for that. Articuno, Cloyster, the Charmers, like there's a lot of ways to get around it, but man, it is crazy strong. Let's see here. So they led Venusaur, which was a favorable matchup for me with my Alolan Muck in there. So they mirrored with their own Alolan Muck, and now I have my Poliwrath on it, which is good for me. They're going for the Gunk Shot. Yes, Gunk Shot is amazing. And I believe when I actually recorded these battles, I was still running Sludge Wave, but I have since switched to Gunk Shot for Ultra League. So many more Pokemon are a lot bulkier in Ultra League. So very few people like to shield their Pokemon on the first charge attack. And if you can land a Gunk Shot, if it's hitting for neutral damage, it does just so much damage. I really like using Alolan Muck. I feel like it's just so flexible. There's nothing that absolutely walls it. You're at least going to hit for neutral on even your worst matchups. If you're stuck against a Swampert, you got your Dark Pulse that can still hit for neutral. If you're stuck against a Poliwrath, you can land that Sludge Wave or that Gunk Shot like we were talking about. So really great. And against Giratina, it's absolutely amazing. So I really love Alolan Muck. Going for the Dark Pulse here on this Typhlosion. I get the last shield, which is really good for me. Now, Typhlosion versus Charizard, both kind of have their pros and cons. Charizard's great because you get the fire fast move damage, and you completely wall Registeel. You resist all of Registeel's attacks. Whereas Typhlosion, you'll actually be able to hit for super effective damage on the Giratinas with that Shadow Claw. But you don't have any bait moves like Charizard has with its Dragon Claw. Oh my gosh, I get the boost in this game too. So right now I'm leaning a little bit more towards Charizard, but Typhlosion is also nice because of that Solar Beam nuke that you have. Holy crap, Giratina with the boost just sweeps it again. Going up against Pokegenie Ken here. My rating has since gone above 2,900, which is good again. So these are kind of some older battles there. I really like utilizing Poliwrath as a safe switch, and this is a good reason why right here. This person brings in their grass type on Poliwrath, but I have access to Ice Punch. My Mud Shots are hitting for neutral, and I'm going to easily outpace the Venusaur to getting to these charge moves. So all I have to do is commit shields, and I can actually win out this matchup and maintain switch advantage. I'm totally okay going into a shield deficit here, because I do want to maintain control of this match. We equalize shields there. And at this point, I am going to commit another shield again because I know that I can outpace this Venusaur. Over farming there just a little bit, but now I'm going to throw the Ice Punch. Let's see if I get the last shield. Nope, they let it go down. So I am down in shields, but I have regained switch advantage. Out comes Giratina altered. I still have my Alolan Muck that is going to be a really solid response to this Giratina. So I actually switch in because I don't want the Giratina to farm me down. I absorb that Dragon Claw, totally okay. Out comes Empoleon. So Dark Pulse is going to hit for neutral. The Sludge Wave would be resisted because of Empoleon's Steel typing. There is a case to be made for me leaving my Poliwrath in there and just letting it go down, because now my Alolan Muck is stuck against this Empoleon. It's going to take 5 waterfalls for Empoleon to get to a Hydro Cannon. Luckily, my Giratina in the back is going to be able to resist the Hydro Cannon, but I'm anticipating a Flash Cannon coming my way. And this is most likely the Flash Cannon. I utilize my Poliwrath as the sacrificial swap. It absorbs the Flash Cannon. I can now commit to farming this thing down. They have their own Giratina in the back. I have a lot of loaded energy in my Giratina. So I should be able to take this game here. Able to get off another Dragon Claw. They were able to sneak in a Shadow Claw in between those 2 charge moves. I hate when that happens, but that's alright. And at this point, they leave the match. Good game. Going against Hikaru here. Not a favorable lead for me, but I'm going to immediately switch into my Poliwrath after that laggy encounter there. I would love to see the day where we don't have any lag in PvP, because it's such a cool concept, man. I love Pokemon Go PvP so much, but it's just it's so frustrating when there's all these little lags and glitches happening. If this was just a completely smooth operating system, it'd be really fun, but it's still really fun. Man, I wish they could get rid of some of the server lag problems, especially if we ever have any hopes of this becoming an esport and really being a super competitive game. It's got to be cleaner. It's got to be a smoother game here. So hopefully Niantic figures that out at some point. But I have my Poliwrath on their Swampert. I'm very curious as to why they brought their Swampert in against my Poliwrath. Even this Hydro Cannon is still not enough to take me out. I'm going to get to an Ice Punch here. I really don't want to be Mud Shot farmed down, but I'm just going to let it go. I have my Giratina. That's a very solid response to this Swampert. Definitely cannot bring out my Alolan Muck into this matchup. It would really struggle. They shield bait me with Hydro Cannon. Really great play. But they're not able to get off the Earthquake, thank goodness. They have Registeel in the back with 2 shields. This is really bad. All I can do is hopefully get the boost. A Giratina with the boost and 0 shields against a Registeel with 2 shields. But it is not happening for me. Flash Cannon is going to be coming through. Does a lot of damage. Lock-on does practically no damage to Giratina, so you cannot really farm down a Giratina with Registeel. I'm finally getting some shields there. Where's the boost, man? I'm just dumping ancient powers on this Registeel over and over and over and over again. Flash Cannon's coming out. Still doesn't take me out. Again, he has to throw another Flash Cannon. He cannot lock on farm me down. I really need these shields to be gone so my Alolan Muck can come in and do some work. Oh my gosh, I'm still not able to get the boost. Come on now. Can I get the last shield? Can I get the last shield? There's the last shield. I'm doing as much Shadow Claw damage as possible. Again, he cannot lock on farm me down here. It's very difficult. He's well capped to over 100 energy right now. Let's go through. Oh my gosh, and now he dumps his energy. So this is really good for me. Can my Alolan Muck get to a Dark Pulse? Oh, I'm at full health here, so I should be able to do this. And we almost timed out the clock too. Wow. Even if this is a Focus Blast, it is not going to be enough to take me out. And because of all that energy, it is a Focus Blast, but I'm able to win that because I had more health at the end. Good game there. Going up against Lizardons here. Horrible lead, so most likely going to instantly switch into Poliwrath. Yep. And I still have Giratina in the back that's going to be an answer to that Swampert as well. Out comes Cresselia. Now this is very interesting because they are running Psycho Cut on their Cresselia, which does almost no damage. It's amazing for energy generation, but absolutely horrible for damage. And so I think this is the person. Okay, they are throwing their charge moves. I ran into someone who thought that they could totally Psycho Cut farm me down, and it did not work out for them at all. I absorbed that Future Sight. It almost one-shots me. Now they're able to Psycho Cut farm me down after this, but I am able to chip away 50% of Cresselia's health. I know they still have the Swampert in the back, which I'm going to save my Giratina for. My Alolan Muck is really going to be a good response here. The Moonblast is going to hit for neutral, which this is a Moonblast. Does a lot of damage. I want to overfarm here. I don't want to get too greedy, though. This might have even been a CMP tie right here. This Dark Pulse is, it does get shielded because it was a CMP tie. Alolan Muck is pretty fast at getting to its charge moves, even though Cresselia is generating energy really fast. You can see I'm heavily over farming here. This Dark Pulse is definitely going to be enough to take out this Cresselia. Let's see if they let it go down. They let it go down. I'm anticipating, okay, it's a Registeel. Yikes. But this is actually really great because my Giratina is now not going to be stuck against this Registeel. So honestly, I need to... Man, there is definitely a case to be made for me shielding right there. Definitely should have shielded right there. I needed to get off 2 more Dark Pulses because now this is really bad. I know that the Swampert is going to come in and try to land an Earthquake on me as well. I doubt I win this match unless I get the boost. Going for Ancient Power. Great thing about Giratina Altered is you outpace Registeel getting even to the Flash Cannon. No boost still. Not having any luck. I do shield up the Flash Cannon. Out comes the Swampert. I'm just going straight Dragon Claw here. And since my shields are down, that Swampert's just going to go for the Earthquake Nuke. Yeah, I think my only play there was to shield up my Alolan Muck to get off 2 more Dark Pulses, but I lose that. Good game. Going up against Illusion. This is a decent lead for me. I do resist the Shadow Claw damage. And Typhlosion is not super bulky, so I do get a shield up right there. It takes 4 Snarls to get to Dark Pulse, and I believe it takes 7 Shadow Claws on the first Blast Burn to get to the Blast Burn. So Alolan Muck can like barely outpace Typhlosion. Out comes Giratina Origin Form, and I'm just going to be going straight for Ice Punches here. The Origin Form of Giratina is nowhere near as bulky as the Altered Form, so these Ice Punches really add up, and you have to go for a Shadow Ball right here. Ominous Wind is not going to take me out. This is the same mistake that a lot of my other opponents have made, and they couldn't commit to the Shadow Claw farm down either. They're dumping their energy here. It puts me in a very favorable scenario. So most likely going to bring out my own Alolan Muck. And I'm going to fully commit to snarling down this Giratina. They land another Ominous Wind. It does hardly any damage. This is a fully loaded muck, ready for business here. What are they going to bring out? They're going to bring out the Typhlosion again. I should be able to throw 2 Dark Pulses very fast here. And the Typhlosion was not able to sneak in a Dragon or a Shadow Claw in between really good. They just let their Typhlosion go down. It's a Snorlax in the back. Oh, this is very interesting. The thing with Giratina Altered is that you're not going to be completely walled by Snorlax, where if you are running Giratina Origin, your charge moves do absolutely no damage to Snorlax. It's insane. I really want to get to another Dark Pulse here, able to do it. It's going to be very difficult for this Snorlax to commit to lick farming me down here. So they do have to use a Body Slam. Even if this Snorlax gets to an Earthquake, it's not going to one-shot my Giratina, but this is going to be a slugfest finish here. It's going to take a while. My fast moves do hardly any damage. Give me the boost. Pretty much any time that Dragon Claw and Ancient Power both hit for neutral, I like to go for Ancient Power just in hopes of getting the boost. And it does slightly more damage than Dragon Claw, but I believe it is a little bit less energy efficient. I'm able to Shadow Claw down that Snorlax and take that game. Good game there. Going up against Ashskillno, maybe. Amazing lead. Whenever they lead Giratina into my muck, it is really great. Out comes the Swampert. Poliwrath is a great response to this. However, one thing that worries me is if they're running Registeel in the back, because Poliwrath is really my only solid answer to Registeel. Alolan Muck, if I can get an energy advantage, can definitely hang with that matchup. And Giratina Altered, if it gets the boost, can hang with that matchup, as we have seen. Going for the Dynamic Punch here. I do get a shield. Man, I need to play these matchups out a little bit better. When the Earthquake lands on my Poliwrath, that is absolutely brutal, because then they can just go straight for Hydro Cannon. So I really need to be more cognizant about shielding those Earthquakes. They now have switch-locked their Melmetal into my Alolan Muck, which means that my Alolan Muck is going to be able to avoid their Swampert. And I still have my own Giratina in the back that has a little jump start on its energy. But this is going to kind of be an uphill battle. I do shield up this Rock Slide. Melmetal is very fast at getting to its charge moves. I can only go for Dark Pulse here. The poison moves would be heavily resisted. I don't think this Rock Slide is going to be enough to take me out. They go for Superpower, and then they're probably going to switch out. Yeah, great play. I needed to get rid of this Swampert anyways, though. Unfortunate that I have to dump my energy there. I make a switch into my own Giratina. This is probably going to be a Rock Slide because Superpower would be heavily resisted. I need to be heavily overfarmed, but I can't take another Rock Slide. I need to get a jump start to the energy advantage against their own Giratina in the back, but this is going to be very rough. I do have one Dragon Claw energy's worth of a lead, which is really good. Actually, a lot of energy lead here. It's going to be very close, though. My Alolan Muck has absolutely no health there in the back. It looks like I won that CMP tie. Oh, boy. I think my only play here to win is if I correctly sacrificial swap my Alolan Muck. But it's got a sliver of health left. There's no room for error there. And I tried to do it, and they anticipated it coming, and they just kept farming down. And that lost me the game because it didn't work out. Oh, man. I could have just stuck in there and just went straight Dragon Claw. But good game. Very close loss there. This is an interesting matchup. Unlike Typhlosion, Charizard's actually hitting me for neutral damage the entire time. With that Fire Spin, I do need to look out for the Blast Burn. It's going to take 5 Fire Spins for the Charizard to get the Blast Burn. And as we know, it only takes 4 Snarls for me to get to my Dark Pulse, so I am going to outpace it a little bit. They try to bait me with Dragon Claw there, going for another Dark Pulse. I get a shield. Even if this is Dragon Claw, I think I'm going to let this go through. And it's still not enough to take me out. And I'm able to get a Dark Pulse off. So this is like an unbelievably favorable lead scenario for me. They commit 2 shields on their Charizard, which is very interesting to me. Because what is going to stop a Giratina with 2 shields? I don't know. We will see. I let that Dragon Claw go through. This freaking Charizard is able to get off another Dragon Claw. Really unfortunate. So I will shield up that Dragon Claw. Have a little jump start to my energy. Oh, geez. This is what we talked about. Oh, this is going to stop. This is going to stop my strategy. Oh, I got the boost. I need to take out this Granbull. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Granbull in the back. Okay. It is enough to take it out. And it's their own Giratina in the back. I have the boost. I have a shield. They might be able to commit to farming me down. Oh my gosh. Dragon Claw does so much damage. They take me out. I have my Poliwrath and a shield. All I need to do is land an Ice Punch and I can take this game here. Dragon Claw really doesn't do that much damage, but Ancient Power would be resisted. And they leave the game there. That's alright, good game. Going up against Mackie Kitty here. Amazing lead for me again. I love when they lead Giratina Origin. However, this is a Dragon Breath Giratina. Giratina Altered, my fault. Dragon Breath. So this has a more favorable matchup. I still think that they lose this pretty hard though. The Dark Pulse just hits for so much damage on their Giratina. I am down a shield, so I was trying to overfarm there. The Dragon Claw comes through, and they're actually keeping up very well with the amount of damage. They get a shield there. Very worried that I'm not going to be able to get to this Dark Pulse, but I am able to get to it, so they either have to commit a second shield or just let it go down. They do commit a second shield, because that was actually a CMP tie there. So I am totally okay with letting this go down. I'm up a shield. I bring out my own Giratina for an insanely aggressive farm down. That Dragon Breath really hurts. It's Snorlax. So I bring out my Poliwrath. I'm very surprised that they're staying in here, so I want to get this Dynamic Punch off to lower the Snorlax's health so my Giratina has a better matchup against it in the back. That Snorlax has got to be at an Earthquake. That thing is very heavily overfarmed, but Poliwrath also has a favorable matchup against Swampert, so this is really great for me. I don't shield up that first thing, and they try to shield me with Hydro Cannon. They tried to shield bait me with Hydro Cannon. I land the Dynamic Punch. I should not have overfarmed there. Should not have overfarmed there, because now I have to commit my shield on that Hydro Cannon, which really sucks. But when that Snorlax comes in, ooh, I go for the undercharge here. I'm able to get one more Mud Shot off, which is great. This Snorlax has to throw its energy here. Otherwise, it's going to get hit by another Dynamic Punch, which is definitely going to be bad. Not able to get to another Dynamic Punch, but this Snorlax pretty much just drained all of its energy. So I feel very comfortable bringing in my loaded Giratina. And probably just going to double Dragon Claw here. And I'm not even in Earthquake range, so definitely going to be able to take out this game. Boom, down goes the Snorlax. Good game there. I think we got one more match here going up against TZ Spence. Oh, you hate to see a Registeel lead. I'm still debating on the best way to play this out. I do successfully switch into my Poliwrath to catch this Flash Cannon. Really good for me. But now I'm... oh my gosh. And they bring out Shiftry, which I thought was very interesting. I know in the Great League, Poliwrath can go straight Dynamic Punch and beat Shiftry. Not super certain about the Ultra League, though. I am going to go straight Dynamic Punch here. I missed the Excellent. But I do get a shield. Definitely could have shield baited with Ice Punch. This Shiftry is going to be able to outpace me to the Leaf Blades. I figured that I would be able to survive that Leaf Blade, so I'm going for the Dynamic Punch. They commit both shields, and they're very loaded on energy now. They still have the Registeel, so I am kind of screwed now. And they put that Shiftry in the back, so my Giratina is going to get melted by that Shiftry if shields are down. But I have no other way of taking out this freaking Registeel than with this Alolan Muck. Man, I do shield up the Flash Cannon. One more Dark Pulse is probably going to barely not do the trick, and then I might have to snarl it down. It is just enough. And it's Swampert in the back. I switched in my Giratina, but I know the Shiftry's coming soon. Oh, and this is going to be an unbelievable flurry of foul plays. I really like Shiftry. Maybe I should start running Shiftry again in Ultra. Has amazing matchups against the Giratina. Does amazing against Swampert, as we know. Yeah, I might have to construct a team out of that and start playing around with that a little bit. But I know that they still have the Swampert in the back and shields are down. Swampert's easily going to be able to get to an Earthquake. So I'm over farming here a lot. I'm really hoping this Dark Pulse is enough to take out Shiftry. I know it's pretty glassy. It's not enough. And they switch it in the back. Swampert's coming out. This is definitely going to be enough to take me out. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel and be on my friends list and train with me, head on over to my Patreon. Link will be down in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. I believe after these battles, my rank was at like 2,800. I'm over 2,900 now, so looking good. Stay tuned for some more Go Battle League videos in the Ultra League. Thanks for watching.